Hello again, welcome back, ghouls and goblins. If you don't already know, I'm Hello Good Game, and today we have a new Magic the Gathering Arena deck guide. Playing in standard best of one with Izzet Blue and Red Spellslingers, casting as many instant speed spells as we can in order to transform the new Urabrask Praetor into the great work. Breaking down the deck list in depth, discussing both the strategies and synergies held within to give you a better understanding of how to effectively pilot the deck. And then we'll, demonstrate all of this within our gameplay footage against not only the best decks, but players in the world, which is pretty crazy, very groovy. And then we'll wrap up with our final thoughts, deck review, and channel news. So again, thank you all so much for the support on the channel. I truly appreciate it. If you want to help out for free, like the video. It's as easy as that. Maybe subscribe so you can, keep up to date with all of the content that we'll be pushing out for Magic the Gathering Arena as we barrel towards Eldraine. Cheers, and well, let's take a look at the deck. Izzet Spellslinger is the name of the game. This is an blue and red aggro deck, dare I say. Kind of feels a little tempo-y at times, but it's really in that gray area, if you will. We have 12 creatures, 26 non-creatures, a 2.5 average mana value on 22 lands. This is very quick. 4 mana is our highest casting cost, so, I do feel fairly comfortable at 22 lands within the deck, and I do think today's gameplay footage should showcase something similar to this, right? With that being said, Urabrask, 4 mana, 4/4 with first strike, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, deal 1 damage to an opponent and add 1 red source to your pool. Furthermore, we can pay 1 to exile it, returning it to the battlefield as the great work. Activate only at sorcery speed and only if we've cast 3 or more instant and sorcery speed cards this turn, or spells this turn. All right, so this is actually fairly easy for us to accomplish because A, we're free casting. We'll get to that in a second. But B, it generates mana, right? Whenever you cast, you get that 1 mana, and that's going to be absolutely phenomenal, as well as the damage, which is pretty cool. So, with that being said, on the backside of Urabrask, we will transform into the Great Work. When it flips or transforms, it will deal 3 damage to target opponent and each creature they control, acting as our field wipe within the deck. On its second trigger, or your next draw step, create 3 treasure tokens. And then if we do not proliferate, again, more on this in a second, on our draw step after that, we can actually, preferably within the deck, proliferate, when we get those treasures to force the third trigger here. Until the end of turn, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from any graveyard. And, if it would be cast that way and sent to a graveyard, exile it instead, or else you would just be able to recast it over and over and over. And then exile it and return it to the battlefield face up. This is really cool. So casting as many spells as you want from both graveyards, phenomenal. This is very, very nice, right? And that should probably give you lethal. You can play a second Urabrask when the Great Work flips to avoid that legendary rule, to take advantage of its damage output and mana generation ability when that third phase is triggering on the Great Work, right? Keep that in mind if you want. Double casting, nice and easily, not only with the accessible mana curve, but also Baral and Kari Zev for 3 as a 2/4 with first strike and menace. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, you may cast a spell with lesser mana value that shares a card type from your hand without paying its cost. So it's still going to be a cast, still counting towards Urabrask. And if you don't, create a 2/1 red monkey creature token that's a legendary with haste, which is pretty cool. So this will make it much easier to triple cast to transform Urabrask. However, it's not really actually a hard thing to accomplish because our mana curve is so low, right? We have plenty of 1-drops, we have plenty of 2-drops, a few 3-drops, and keep in mind that when we do cast, we generate mana to help, pay for those sequential spells. We can even ramp with something like Big Score. So now, that's what I love to do, is play a Baral and then play a 4-drop, getting a 3-drop in for free. And now that's really what we're focused on with the deck, is A, transform Urabrask. B, get as much value as you can out of Baral, okay? So once it's in play, your opponent is going to cast something that you don't like. You're going to play a big score or a Memory Deluge. Your first instant or sorcery this turn, it's an instant, so you're going to get a free instant of lesser mana value. If you want to counter, here is a counter off of your draw for free. If you just want to remove it or deal damage to them, there it is off of your draw for free, which is really cool. It allows us to do something that we typically would not have mana to do on our opponent's turn, which is really nice, right? So, of course, if they don't do anything, you can cast a 4-drop and then cast a 2-drop, right? So preferably, you know, we're holding up our mana. They cast something we don't like, which we would typically normally counter, but now we're casting something else of value, getting that counter spell for free, right? If, you know, we're not doing that, then we're just generating more value, dealing more damage, okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The last creature in the deck will be the Bloodfeather Phoenix. For 2, it's a 2/2 with flying, can't block, and whenever an instant or spell you control deals damage to an opponent or battle, you may pay 1 red from your pool. If you do, return it from the graveyard to the battlefield with haste until the end of turn. So we're going to be discarding the Phoenix from our hand and surveilling it into the grave, right? So if it's on the top of our library with the surveil, it goes into the grave. We have Consider, 1 mana, instant speed, draw a card, surveil 1. We also have Curate, 2 mana, instant speed, surveil 2, draw a card, right? So both of these help us draw cards, push us through our deck for Urabrask casting multiple spells each turn because it replaces itself. Furthermore, it allows us to push Phoenixes from our library directly into the grave. If the Phoenixes are in hand, we can toss them with Thrill of Possibility, instant speed. As an additional casting cost, discard a card to draw 2. As well as Big Score for 4, which we talked about, instant speed as an additional cost, discard, draw 2, create 2 treasures. Right? So if the Phoenix is in hand, you get rid of it. If it's on top of your library, you get rid of it. And then you'll deal damage with Play with Fire, with Lightning Strike, with Volt Charge to your opponent. Bring that Phoenix out for 1 mana, which hopefully you generated for free with the Urabrask, and deal more unsuspected damage. Okay. You know, that is literally the entirety of the deck. Counter magic here, 2 mana, non-creature spell, instant speed negate, Dissipate, 3 mana. Any spell, if it was countered, you know, you're going to send it to exile, which is great as well. We talked about Thrill and Curate, you know, being our cheap draws. Memory Deluge and Big Score being our more expensive draws. Memory Deluge for 4, looking at the top X, where X was the mana spent on the spell, putting 2 into your hand. Flashback from your grave for 7. That's it. That is the entirety of the deck. We do have the Coast and the Reef for consistency of our mana, as well as the Defiance and the City for some added utility to the deck alongside our basic lands. Cheers. Thanks for watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed the deck tech portion of this video, going through it as in-depth as I can, just so you understand the overall synergy and specific interactions within the deck. All right, so like, comment, subscribe for free if you want to help out. You can also join the community Discord totally for free. If you want to go above and beyond, you know, we're live on Twitch, we take donations, and you can become a YouTube member here by supporting the channel, and you'll gain access actually to our exclusive Sunday member-only streams. You can challenge me one-on-one, any format. We play Brawl, we'll help you build a new deck, whatever it is. It's a ton of fun, I know that. So cheers, enjoy today's gameplay footage, and we'll meet up back here afterwards. Going first, thank you. Land not bad, could be better. I mean, I hate paying life for my plays, but sometimes it is a necessity. It's the bare necessities. Oh my god. We'll kill it next turn, right? It's gonna be a naturalist or a Kami. An ossification just immediately. I guess. Luck Companion. Interesting. Fire off 2 damage. Looking for a 3rd 1-drop spell. What is the worst thing to happen to us here? Calyx? I mean, that's bad. And they're tapped out. We almost got burned. If they would have put that counter on the companion, it would have sucked. Take 1. 17. Fourth land is drawn. Risk it for the biscuit, baby. Immediate ossification. You're done. Get out. That would have been worth countering. That's a good return to sender. Right? I'll see your Urabrask. And I will raise you a Hollowed Haunting. Attacking. Goes through for 6. We need a 1-drop or a 2-drop. Take the Scry first. I could counter my own spell. Counter my own consider. Oh, no, we can't because it's off the stack. Oh, I should have got rid of that. What was I thinking? If this card underneath is a 1 or 2 mana instant sorcery that we could have cast, I'm going to freak out. That hurt, that hurt, that hurt. That was a my bad. Bro. That's aggressive. There's no 1-mana enchantments. It wasn't. Okay. And this is cast, which is crazy good. They just need to block with the Spirit Companions. Turn by turn, right? Keep the spirits as long as you can. Indestructible? Oh, this is good. So I would rather deal with those tokens, because those tokens stack up. So not punished from our little misstep, because it wasn't an instant or sorcery anyways. Countering that, dealing 1. It's down to 3. They could ossify my Urabrask. That's acceptable. Tapping for mana, having it removed. Interesting. It'd be funny if I had a 3-mana spell in my hand. If it not a 2-mana for lethal, right? They're tapped out. They're tapped out. There it is. That's going to deal 1 down to 2, and we hit for 2 in the air. This doesn't matter. Just pass through it. Good game. I feel like we got pretty lucky there. Right? Really, really lucky. Okay, our opponent's going to go first. We have 3 land. And not a bad hand. I do like to go first. Don't you? That's a good card. I like it. Okay, so we're in tapped with the coast, followed up by a mountain. Interesting. Interesting. What is happening? What's this about? What's that in the deck for? Yeah, absolutely. Smash and bash, baby. Take that. Scry 1. Hit for 2. Just deal with it. We're probably Urabrask and it's got indestructible. Or first strike. Basically indestructible. That's all yours, dude. Go for it. I'm a sellout. I don't even want to cast my spells anymore. I shall consider it, though. Okay. Negate can stop mechanized warfare. It's almost like I knew it was coming. A paid actor, right? Hit for 2 to 13. Obviously, you know, it's not great, but it's happening. I don't get the land. Well, no, I do get the land. See how I fixed it? Gotta catch yourself, homie. 3 cards. They'll have to double down. They'll have to double down, and that's going to be a little bit harder without the warfare, right? It's not just any old lightning strike. It's a lightning strike and a play with fires. 2 play with fires. It's a 1 mana 4 damage obliterating bolt. 2 mana 4 damage. Or 4 mana 4 damage. Stoke the Flames. There's no way they have another one. If they do, we should have definitely removed their Kumano and double spelled, but you're a dog. You're an absolute dog. They get it. Down to 8. Not impressed. Okay, I'm gonna kill their land if it comes out. Bro, you gotta stop it. We're down to 8. Chandra's pretty good. Down to 7.
Don't think a fancy dress means I didn't come here to fight.
It's a land.
This is a fun idea.
It so often is. Alright, we hit Chandra for 2.
You want to dance? Then let's dance.
I'm gonna go in with the expensive spell here to kill Kumano. That way we get a free Curate. Down to 8 life. That's no joke. Did I say 8? I meant 5. Alright, alright, alright. That counterspell is good. Let's get rid of the land. We are tapped out, though. Let's not give any room. We can kill the land or whatever they're top decking. We get the blocker if they would interact with it. Very nice. We're good to go now. Right? We've got the counterspell up and we're hitting for 4 turn. Might take a little bit, but we're set up for a little bit. Right, we do have 5 damage in hand as well to help speed things up potentially. Still, you know, multiple turns back. So if we get lucky a few of those turns, have them draw lands, all is well. Okay, down to 10. We are so close. It's a race we win. Take the scry. Free casting the Curate, holding up the counterspell. So close. Down to 1. And remember, when we counterspell, we'll get the monkey. Even with a card there, we get it. Nice. Again, pretty lucky. Opponent goes first. Let's keep 7 playing slow. Yep. Considering for our 3rd land after negate is not needed. I said 3rd land, I meant 4th. Now... so there's definitely removal. We should wait till 5. 2 turns. It's not like we don't have things to do in, you know, the interim. Like slam this Gix upside down. Into the grave, that's awesome. Kill the creature. All right, one more turn and we can play it with protection. Four mana, 5 mana. Mardu Colors is scary, bro. There's real things here. Vranadelphia. Interesting. Take the consider. Yup. Volt charge the creature. Yarp. Land out with Baral. Negate to protect as the most patient I think I've ever been. Don't you dare do this to me. All right, they do have a few more cards in hand. The monkey can now attack because they did that before the combat, which is nice of them. 2 free damage. The butcher. This is Phyrexian deck. So, like, the sensor as well. Oh my god, like the shouldered, obviously. Might. What red Phyrexians? Oh, the Forge, maybe? The Forge makes red Phyrexian creature tokens. And that works good with Vran. Right. Of Oblivion. Okay. That has happened. Urabrask is a Gizzo. Let's hit for 2 to 15. And, you know, if we save this till next turn, get another instant or sorcery, I think we might get it. One card in hand. If it's 1 mana, they could Rite of Oblivion us again. Ooh. That's just a good card. Make the devil still die. What else do you do though, right?
You work for me now, runt.
This is so good. I think we get it. Draw 2. Come on, instant sorceries, instants and sorceries, instants. Oh, nice! We get it.
Next time, I'll cut you down.
We still have the 1 mana, so we can just attack. Oh, oops. That's pointless. No, no, kill the monkey. Save yourself 2 damage. I mean, or not. Okay, we hit them for another 3 with the great work. Butcher is a go. Oh, they're going to kill my great work. You're an absolute legend. No. I need damage for the phoenixes off the top for lethal. No, not a phoenix off the top. Damage off the top for graveyard phoenixes. Come on. Okay, lethal on board. Yeah, good game. We could even bring the phoenix there off the top, which is nice. Or off the graveyard top. I've got them all mixed up. There's a phoenix somewhere. We know this. going first, keeping 7 just on land, right? 3 land in a 22 land deck is going to be enough. Our curve's quite low as well, right? We top out at 4, or I think Urabrask. He's one of our most expensive cards alongside Big Score and, of course, Memory Deluge. I'm going to hold on to it. Negate is open. Removal is up. Yes, you would. Yes, 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 yes. The Hive gets countered. He's not quite a wedding announcement, but we'll allow it. All right, Big Score, you are up. Tossing the land. Ooh. Most likely we'll draw a land here anyway, so of course we do make the trip. 1 land, not 2. Not 3! What the? What the? I mean, yeah, do your damage, just don't toxic me to death. Arena, that's not funny. "22 lands in the deck, 3 in your starting hand is plenty." You can never have enough lands, the deck says. 22 lands? You might need help. What the? All right, all right, all right, all right. Do they have another? I'm in deep. I've gone way too deep. But it's out of their hand. For 6. I should have just taken the damage. How about this land, Hugh? I don't know, man. I'm trying to go for the kill, hitting for 8. They could easily push up, right? Indestructible, we lose our creature. Alright, let's get something cheap. We can flip it. Across the land. This does 3 when it flips, so let's try to do 1 here. Do we get it? We have response for their card. Boom. Dealt with. They have to toss this. Top decking, we're down to 4. No way! I've been murdered. Someone call the police. Oh my god. Destroy Evil is really good against the new Praetors because it deals with the front side and it deals with the back side. Okay, lethal on board. Wow. They just wouldn't let us have it, eh? Okay, looking for better land. Finding it here. Going first. Tossing a play. Trying to save the play from on top of Urabrask. Blah. I might do this now before they're countering. Straight up, I'm doing this main phase, baby. Or else it's 2 mana, they're countering it. No, thank you. I'm the counter deck. That is until I want to play my 4-drop and get absolutely roasted. We might channel this land, I guess. I don't know. Nah. Nah. I don't think he will. They're incentivized to play here because I'm tapped. Can we get a burn spell off the top, please? Please, please, please. Kind of sucks. They could easily bounce it. Which we will see happen here. Like when you're playing against yourself in chess. Counterspell here. Dang it, Randy. Could have tried to sneak around it with the Phoenix, but that's a race they'd win, so they just let it play. Lethal in 2. Good game. That's all she wrote, chat. Izzet Spellslinger feels all right. Maybe we need more ways to deal with Shieldred. Who doesn't, right? Where's my 2 mana 5 damage? My lava axe. Where's my lava axe, bro? You know, Shieldred is what it is. We could potentially add a bounce spell into the deck. Now, originally I did have Serum Snare. This can bounce the Shieldred. It can proliferate our great work. Which is really cool, but you know, I did side for counter magic instead, taking that negate because you know, it just feels so good. It just feels so good, and it works so well, right? But definitely, you know, we've got the Dissipate in here as well. There's 5 counters. Do we need them? Maybe we bring in some bounce magic. Serum Snare's the card that we would like. Phoenix Chick coming in from the grave, much like the other Phoenix, but I don't think it's necessary. And the Gaze, you know, even more Surveil, but, you know, I don't think it's necessary. It doesn't draw. Consider Draws replaces itself, which, you know, I think is far more valuable. With that being said, you know, if you have any thoughts and opinions on the deck yourself, don't hold back. Comment section exists for a reason. And of course, join the community Discord if you're looking to partake, you know, a little bit more intimately with not only myself, but the rest of the community there. Currently, you know, a lot of us are playing Boulder Gates 3, sharing, you know, our day, our experience through there, as well as the consistent Magic. Everybody's always playing Magic, right? So come hang out. We'd love to have you. And, you know, most importantly, just have an absolute magical day. I can't wait to see you soon in the next. Do take care.